We just heard about the future of compute by the opening speech of Helen, and we heard about the ecosystems around photonics. And in the presentation of Brigitte van Dijk from BOM, we heard about the ecosystems in Brabant. And let's put those things together. Let's talk about ecosystems and innovation in the first panel discussion. Helen, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you very much. As Miguel explained, at this panel I would like to have a dialogue with three of my trip companions, Bridget, Elko, and Jan. Please come join me on the stage. So Bridget and Elko gave a presentation. I would want to give floor first to Jan to do a brief introduction about yourself and your role.
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jan Tatošek. I'm representing here a Center of Excellence, which is called PITC, Photonic Integration Technology Center. It's a center in Eindhoven, which offers opportunity for companies to innovate together.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. So we discussed a little bit about Deep Tech NL, the type of technologies, also about the ecosystem at the national level and regional level, and of course the competence center. So we would like to have a discussion in the multi-layers of innovation, how ecosystems are built, how innovation is happening, what are the unique innovation models within Brabant, and make it into a lively conversation. So I will start with Bridget, and maybe your microphone may be also working. Yeah. So you mentioned something caught from your presentation. You talked about ecosystems and also campuses, which we are very well known. I think high-tech campus is one of the, we call it the smartest campuses in the world with high number of patents, as you also mentioned. You visited Japanese campuses here as well. Can you elaborate a little bit what you see the commonalities or where these campuses can strengthen each other? What is unique in Japan? What we could do more together?
Yeah, I think if we look at our campuses, the high-tech campus, for instance, it has a very high level of international participation and collaboration. We have a very good Asian restaurant, but not as good as the ones here. So that is a difference. Yet it's reasonable. Yeah. What is interesting in the way we collaborate is that there's a lot of co-creation and open innovation. So in very early on, and also I think it was presented by Ilko, is that there's a lot of collaboration to solve jointly societal challenges on the research and innovation side. And that is an element that is quite typical, in my view, for the Dutch way of collaboration and the campus ecosystems.
Yeah. Okay, maybe on that note, open innovation collaboration. Jan, you're really advocating for that. Can you elaborate what is the added value of open innovation?
Well, indeed, I'm a big advocate of open innovation, especially in this area of photonics where we operate, because photonics is still actually in early stage of development. Open innovation, or as we call it, shared R&D, is not the only way of collaborating. There are many different ways. But this particular mode of collaboration is very practical and very efficient for things where the uncertainty is still very high, and where the ecosystem dependency is still very high. That's exactly what is going on in photonics. Therefore, I believe that for that actually domain, open innovation or shared research is actually the right way to start, at least.
How do you stimulate that? So what the companies who are participating, so we talked about Exterior, Dai Nippon Printing, for example, are partners in that programs. Can you elaborate a little bit? What are the results? What are the achievements, maybe?
I will take it slightly from a different angle, if you don't mind. What I think is very important on the shared research is that we offer actually a format or framework in which all participants can achieve their own ambitions together. That's, I think, a very important and quite differentiating things of open innovation. So each participant comes with a certain own ambitions. We have, of course, a certain roadmap idea. What are the main topics or main issues to be addressed? And together we find a way how to, after 3 years, basically leave for commercialization in the individual tracks. Or, maybe even better, if in the program the companies meet each other, they can create a value chain. Yeah? So that's where I see actually the strength of this model for topics like photonics.
So not only a company works with TNO or PITC, but also between the companies who are part of this program, they can co-create and innovate together.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
You want to add something, Bridget?
Well, I think what you see in our regions is that there is a shared ambition in reaching goals. And I think that's also reflected in the various presentations that have been made already and that will be given in the afternoon. There's also a strong sense of community building, meaning that there is a large number of activities with strong content where the different partners meet. Yeah. The distance is not far, it's always easy within reach of going there, and it's important because trust and respect for knowledge and talent is the basis of co-creating.
So basically you had to say shorten the distance in these ecosystems, bring different parties together. Oko, I have a different question for you. So, I mean, Jan talked about pre-competitive research and co-creation collaboration, pretty competitive, but I think you have a maybe, if I may say, a little bit of a broader scope as Photon Delta, bringing from lab to fab. So can you elaborate in that level of ecosystem building and co-creation, what you do? Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think if you look at the origin of Photon Delta started as a program at the Technical University and was created in 2018. And we got funding from the province of Brabant and Gelderland. And the first part of that funding went especially into equity, being able to scale companies as well as building the infrastructure. And in the program that we're running, the 1.1 billion euro, it's 2 phases. So the first 2 years, the emphasis was still a lot on university, recent technology organizations, and within the companies, especially on the supply chain. And for the last 3 years, so that's starting on January, we've shifted from, let's say, building the infrastructure and having the supply chain to building the application companies. So we decided to put decide on 30 missions, application side, but we put the companies in the lead to build a consortium with the recent technologies organization, with the universities, to go have innovation accelerate going to the market. Because in the end, we need to earn money with it as well. So that's the shift we make in trying to build this ecosystem.
Yeah, and basically that ecosystem level is you look at into that value chain, looking at.
Yeah, so you know, we still support fundamental research on the applied research side. Try to support the Photonic Integration Technology Center with projects, but also with international collaboration. You know, and we really look now to the application of the photonic chips, making use of the supply chain that we've built.
Yeah. Going into that domain, maybe whoever wants to add to this, where are the areas that as a Dutch ecosystem we want to actively looking for partner? Is it application? Is it, you know, we mentioned materials? Who wants to start?
Well, maybe if I go back to my slide on building the ecosystem. So we built a supply chain, being able to design, manufacture, and package the chips in the platforms of indium phosphide, silicon nitride. we're funding application companies, so that's primarily startup companies. We have a specific need for equipment suppliers on the back end, especially on the back end, but also front end, for the process of manufacturing chips, getting the high yield, working on different materials, or moving from 4-inch to 6-inch indium phosphide, the packaging part, as well as heterogeneous integration. And I think if you to look at that and also the sourcing of materials, then yeah, Japan is in the picture. Strong equipment, sourcing of materials is very important.
Yeah.
As well as looking on the advanced packaging, heterogeneous integration, and then applying it into the market. And I think, yeah, there's a fit with a strong history from semiconductors and electronics, and now moving into advanced semiconductors.
This Photon Delta and BOM collaborate on bringing Japanese companies to Netherlands on this domain. Can one of you elaborate on that?
Yes, obviously we have set our strategies in collaboration with the shareholders, the Province of North Brabant and the Ministry of Economic Affairs. It's all supported, but also in collaboration with the partners. So around Photon Delta and also PITC, we know what is needed, and we try to collaborate as much as possible. If we see a good product market fit, for instance, on integrated photonics and strengthening that value chain, and we see opportunities in Japan, then obviously we do work and try to build stronger relationship with Japanese companies to collaborate, not only in the Netherlands, that can also be here in Japan.
Yeah.
So it's a two-way stream. So that on integrated photonics, which is very high on our ambition lift, we're already quite advanced. If you talk about other themes, we know that upcoming is the World Health Expo coming up. So also in life sciences, we see more opportunities in collaboration with Japanese companies. We might as well look into, for instance, robotics over time. Mujin, one of the companies here, is coming also to the Netherlands to expand their business. And also in that area, we see more room for collaboration.
Okay. Those are also interesting topics for integrated photonics, for biosensors, optical sensors, transducer. Nice. Yeah, you want to add something?
Well, I think the other way of looking around as well, I think a foreign company needs to have something needs to look for a solution. It could be either supplying your customers, so what do you need, and what do you need to do for your European customers? But the other thing is also getting access to technology that you can incorporate and you can put in your products and services globally. So, you know, in this sense, I think on the integrated photonics, we can reach out to companies that are in a new field, new domain, and with the technology, they can put new products in the market that in the end also they need to enter the European market, where the Netherlands and Brabant is a perfect place to enter the market. At the same time, companies that are already in the Netherlands or in Europe active, you know, scouting for new technologies, then integrated photonics could be really interesting for them also to participate. And I think you see both happening. And then, you know, it's great that with the TNO and the PITC, then sometimes you see also first starting with a research program, and that in the end can lead to an independent research center.
Yes. Exactly. I think, yeah, Jan, do you want to say something?
I just wanted to say something actually to your original question about what are the topics where we are looking for partners. I do not want to make it overly specific, not to just constrain it too much, right? Because the topics are actually, it's quite broad range. But let me just mention a couple of them. At this moment, we see actually two really fundamental bottlenecks in photonics. One of them is advanced packaging. The other one is metrology.
Yeah.
And I think that those two things are very important. Of course, creating chips is one thing, but they have to come together. We work with two different platforms. The photonic chips have to come together with electronics as well, right? At this moment, the packaging is almost looks like a goldsmith work, right? Handmade, right? That's not something that would actually scale. So we need to find ways that really will scale and enable actually large volumes of production, high yield, and to keep these processes in basically high quality, we need metrology. And that metrology has, of course, a starting point in electronics, but a lot has to be done still to bring it to photonics. So that's sort of my call for Japanese companies. If you would like to join us in developing these things, that would be something that we would really appreciate. Materials for advanced packaging, metrology, these are the things where I would put the biggest focus.
These are good topics, so please remember, because in the next session we will go a bit deeper in some of those topics. And of course, whether you are based in Europe or you want to expand to Europe, that's the doors are always open, right? We can discuss about it. Let me see. So we talked about deep tech a lot. We talk about innovation a lot. Maybe a forward-looking question. What are your ambitions? How we can keep this pace also, the IPs and patent development from all perspective of each of you. How we can, keep moving forward with the competition that's happening around the world at extreme amount of investment, extreme amount of innovation. That's it's quite a challenging times, I would say.
Yeah, that is true. Yet, I think we have proven as Brabant that by making the right choices and focus and building those strong ecosystems, that we're strong survivors. You've seen that our economic growth in the region has outperformed over years. Yes, there are challenges and not everything is perfect. But the growth of patents, the growth of startups, the amount invested in R&D, and the focus on new technologies, key technologies to enable for solutions for societal challenges. For instance, an aging population. It's ongoing, and so we are strong believers that by keeping our focus and choose those domains where we can play Champions League, we will do really well. But we can't do it just by ourselves. And hence, we're so pleased to see so many of you here in the room, because we strongly believe in that international collaboration.
Thanks. Oh, cool.
How much time we have?
You have 2 minutes.
I think if you look to the future, I think in the global race, you need public support. And that starts with creating the right conditions and offering the right support to be able to grow. And I think the growth fund, the presence of regional development agencies, how can help with funding, innovation programs, internationalization. And then with Photonels have a really specific program on key enabling technology like integrated photonics, really helps to accelerate things. But in the end, we need to have the right conditions. So we can do prototyping. I think the next step is especially also scaling. And that's not a Dutch challenge, Netherlands challenge alone. That's a challenge within Europe. And I think also we need to support or get the adoption of this new technology into different, Datacom is now the killer app for integrated photonics. But if you look at the different other application areas where it can really do breakthrough things, then also if the government could support that, stimulating the demand side, or if we can challenge the industry for the adoption of this new technology. With new technology, they become more innovative and they become more competitive. If I then also look at Europe and the strengths that Europe had, I think on the integrated photonics side, we're still world leader in the sensing side. You know, I've visited Taiwan as well. Every time I meet TSMC, and every time they ask me, so what's going to be the killer app in the sensing side? Well, if I knew, I probably would not be sitting here. But something will come from Europe on that side that will change our lives. You know, that can really change something in the way we do in healthcare or precision farming or sustainable food that can really touch our lives. But that's something that we have to build on. And that's, in the end, that's where I want to make the impact. That can really change our lives and that, we can build on a sustainable future.
So stay ahead of the game, keep leadership. Look,
That requires funding, it requires entrepreneurship, getting the right conditions and support and talent. That's also why we run a talent program. You know, if we want to scale, you know, funding is one, having the conditions is one, but without talent, it stops.
And I mean, if you look at Brabant, is really magnet for talent, international. How to say, residents has been increasing up to 40% of the population. So it's really like we are competing with US in diversity of minds and backgrounds. Yeah.
Yeah, as Photonelta, maybe Jan can tell something about TNO P2C, but Photonelta, we have 30 people, 12 nationalities already. And I know Smart Photonics, they will present later, more than 50% is international.
So we want to see more Japanese talent visiting and staying in the Brabant as well. Yeah. Very nice. Any last remarks before closing? Jan, how about you? Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I actually think we are looking into the future, right? But in fact, we are working with a model here, which is 20 years old. Next week, it will be 20 years old, or 20 years since we opened the whole center, right? Yeah. And I think that we are not working with completely new things. These are proven things. I just wish that in the future, they still work, that we keep them fresh, that we keep them meeting the demand of our partners, our customers, right? And that can be done only in collaboration and in a dialogue. Yeah.
So dare to stop some things as well. Sometimes that's also making choices and focus, right?
Yeah, last part, it's a two-way street. So of course we invite you to come to us. Seeing is believing, to make things tangible and to see collaboration. But it's also for us to come here, and we'll be back again. You know, and also for our companies, our ecosystem to be active over here. So it's a two-way street where I think we can benefit from certain facilities, infrastructure, innovation that you have over here that we want to participate in over here, and we also invite you to come where it's interesting to join us in the Netherlands.
So official invitation to PIC Summit later this year?
Absolutely, it's a global event on integrated photonics. We have great speakers already confirmed. Lars Rieke, CTO of NXP, we have Coherent, Peter Wennick, former CEO of ASML is also there, from Soitec, ST Microelectronics. We're also inviting Japanese speakers to the event. That's what we're talking. I had a meeting earlier today as well, so we get a big Taiwanese delegation last year with Foxconn on the stage, with TSMC, previously also NVIDIA. So it's really about, what are the challenges in scaling this technology for the future and offer the solutions that we need.
Thank you.
Yes, there's a number of events coming up. We also have the Precision Week upcoming in November, which is in Eindhoven, and also Semicon in Germany, which is not very far from where we are. We would like to invite you all to come and take that opportunity for the various events to join in. Also visit your fellow Japanese companies who are already based in Brabant, and also look very much forward to the rest of this program, because a lot of Japanese companies and other players are going to express their experiences and also opportunities in deep tech.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Thanks for good discussion. I think time's up. It's time for a break, but don't stop the conversation. We can follow it with a cup of coffee.